What a sick day for Palantards. Palantir just dropped a crazy partnership today. However, there's something crazier events that happened today that you need to know. First time in history something happened. People are getting scared and selling their holdings. And the CEO, Alex Karp, is not happy about it. However, right after that, a Wall Street analyst dropped some insane news. Is this the start of Palantir's insane rally? Or what move can we expect next? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Palantir is absolutely going ham today. Palantir has made headlines again with an exciting new partnership. Red Cat Holdings announced they're teaming up with Palantir to improve their Black Widow drones. This partnership will use Palantir's visual navigation software, allowing these drones to fly on their own, even in areas without GPS. This is a big deal because it uses satellite images to help the drones navigate. On top of that, Red Cat will start using Palantir's warp speed manufacturing system. This will make drone production faster, more efficient, and cheaper, helping improve profits. This partnership is another example of how Palantir is becoming a key player in defense and AI technology, two rapidly growing industries. But before we dive deeper to that, there's something very important you need to understand. The S&P 500 has been dropping for 11 straight days. And get this, it's the first time in history that's happened. Yeah, in all the decades of stock market madness, this is a record breaker. The streak is shaking things up big time, and it's got everyone talking. Why is it happening? Well, a lot of folks are saying the market has become way more speculative, like a wild guessing game. People are trading on hunches, vibes, or short-term swings instead of fundamentals. It's almost like the market's turning into this emotional roller coaster, reacting to every tiny rumor or piece of news. It's a wild moment, and you can feel the tension everywhere. What even wilder is, Palantir took a little dip yesterday too. It wasn't spared from the market drama. But here's where it gets spicy. Alex Karp, Palantir's CEO, is not happy about anyone betting against the stock. In a recent interview, Karp didn't hold back. He said something along the lines of, "I don't know how many people actually follow our company. Maybe you should have paid more attention. Hopefully, you didn't short us. But if you did, I wish you a merry holiday." And let's just say, it might not be that merry. And honestly, when you connect it back to the partnership announcement and everything else they're doing, Karp might have a point. Palantir is positioning itself as a company you don't want to bet against. But here's the wild part. There's this growing trend of people actively trying to drag Palantir's price down with all kinds of hate. One person on X called this out perfectly. Basically, they're saying, why waste your energy rooting for a stock to fail? It just makes you look bad. Instead of all the negativity, focus on actually understanding the market, the turning points, the risks, the rewards. That's how you get ahead. It's a solid point. All this hate and trash talk doesn't change Palantir's moves or its partnerships. However, one Twitter user broke it down perfectly, cutting through all the noise around Palantir's stock. They said, Palantir's price action shouldn't surprise anyone today, for one simple reason. It's up 340% year-to-date. Think about it. Palantir's had an insane run this year, so it's no shocker that the price feels stretched at these levels. Everyone knows it's a bit expensive right now. The bears, of course, are pouncing on every little drop, acting like they've won something, when really, it's just salty vibes because they missed out on the massive rally. The user makes a great point. If your only joy is bragging about a stock dipping, that's a pretty miserable game to play. But here's where it gets interesting. This user isn't denying the reality that stocks have pullbacks. It's just part of the game. Palantir could see one, but the bulls are focused on the bigger picture. They've looked ahead and connected the dots. Palantir's growth is accelerating. Their AI tools, like Ontology, are making waves in operations, and the government keeps leaning heavily on their software. Even the NASDAQ inclusion is cool, but the user gets why some might sell off here. It's extended. The key takeaway, though, is this. A correction might happen, but it's not guaranteed because of all the catalysts keeping Palantir afloat. The real risks? Messing up earnings or a broader market pullback, and the second one would hit everyone, not just Palantir. What's really fascinating is how institutions are buying the dips at every level. Even on days when Palantir takes a hit, you see it recover fast, like today. Down 7% in the morning, back down to just 2% by the afternoon. Big players are clearly ready to pounce on any small pullback, which could keep this stock riding high for a long time. It's a solid breakdown of what's happening, and it makes all the panic and noise feel a little overblown. And honestly, people's behavior around Palantir stock doesn't make a lot of sense at first glance. It's like, why so much hate, drama, and back and forth? But then it all starts to click when you realize this. Most people don't even know what Palantir actually does. But here's the one thing we know for sure. This is just the beginning for Palantir. It's not just hype. It's something you can feel, especially when you hear stories like this one from a Twitter user. He said, "I've never been more bullish on Palantir than after this weekend." Apparently, Palantir employees are on another level. This person said they've never seen anything like it. The drive, the focus, the intensity, and many of the employees echoed what Karp himself has been saying, "This is still only the beginning." That kind of mindset is powerful. It shows they're not slowing down, they're just getting started. When the people building the company believe in it this deeply, it's hard not to pay attention. Palantir is playing the long game, and it's clear they're aiming for something way bigger than what we're seeing now. Now, with all these updates, people are buzzing with one big question. What's the real price Palantir should be trading at? Is it too late to jump in, or is it still early? One Twitter analyst broke this down in a way that actually makes sense. They pointed out that companies like Palantir don't trade on typical metrics like other stocks. Instead, their prices are a mix of what the companies are worth right now and the odds of them hitting their massive future potential. For Palantir, based on its current performance, it's probably worth around $22 to $28 a share. That's roughly a $50 to $65 billion valuation. But here's the kicker. If Palantir becomes the AI operating system for the world, its value could skyrocket to $1 trillion. So how does the market handle this? It blends the two. Take the current value, add the possibility of hitting that 1 trillion dream, and you get today's price. For example, if you think there's a 10% chance of Palantir hitting 1 trillion, you'd add $100 billion, 10% of 1 trillion, to today's valuation of $66 billion, making it worth around $166 billion, which is where it's trading. This is how, in their opinion, companies like Palantir get priced. For Palantir, it's today's AI tools combined with the chance of being the global AI powerhouse. It's not a perfect framework, but it's a solid way to understand why Palantir's price feels so big right now, and whether it's worth betting on the dream or sticking to what's already on the table. So, while a lot of people are calculating Palantir's potential by assuming there's a small chance, like 10% or 20%, that it could hit the 1 trillion mark, there's another perspective that totally flips the script. According to a Wall Street analyst, all those calculations might be missing the point entirely. He argues that Palantir isn't just going to get a slice of that 1 trillion pie, they're going to capture the whole thing. This analyst believes Wall Street is seriously underestimating how much Palantir will benefit from the explosion of enterprise AI spending. He sees Palantir eventually achieving a market value of $1 trillion, which would mean a huge upside from its current valuation of $170 billion. That's about a 490% jump. So, instead of betting on a small chance, this analyst thinks Palantir's success is inevitable, given how deeply it's embedded in the future of AI. If that vision comes true, it could mean massive gains for anyone who believes in the company's long-term potential. Looking at the short term, though, there could be a pretty big jump ahead for Palantir. Some say it might hit $80 very soon. One Twitter user pointed out that the charts are showing some consolidation right now, which basically means the stock is taking a breather before it tries to move higher. According to this analysis, a jump back to $80 by the end of the week wouldn't be all that surprising. It looks like Palantir's gearing up for another push, and if the momentum continues, that target could be just around the corner. So while everyone's talking long-term, it seems like the short-term might be looking pretty promising too. In the grand scheme of things, it feels like things are just getting started for Palantir. As one analyst put it, while the 5-day charts are looking healthy right now, we might be on the verge of something even bigger. This is partly because of the upcoming Trump administration developments, which could impact Palantir's government contracts and opportunities. On top of that, Palantir's earnings report is coming up soon, and that's a major event that could really move the stock. If the report shows strong growth, solid results, or even exciting new partnerships, it could send the price soaring even higher. With all these catalysts lined up, there's a lot of potential for Palantir to keep climbing, and it feels like we're just scratching the surface of what's to come. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important Palantir update might make you lose money. So, don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.